Russian losses in Kursk are enormous, and that is confirmed directly from Russian soldiers. All dead, the group was fucked to bits. One survived. After destroying a stronghold in the Kursk direction, Ukrainian soldiers captured an enemy radio station. We managed to hear a lot of interesting things on the air. They say this, all 200ths. He said something like their group was fucked to pieces. It seems like only one survived. The Buryat is talking shit on the radio, fucking hell. And this is just another Russian assault team. On this video, we can see one of the reasons for high Russian losses. Russia's use of improvised armor and unprotected vehicles like motorcycles on the front is a result of several strategic, logistical, and operational challenges. Russia has suffered significant losses of armored vehicles and tanks due to Ukrainian counterattacks and Western-supplied anti-tank weapons. Russia begun forced conscription in the occupied regions of Kherson and Zaporizhzhia, according to reports from the HUR. For the first time, Russian authorities have conducted conscription among the local population. Between October 1st and December 31st, 2024, approximately 300 individuals were drafted into the military. Occupation authorities are also forcing Ukrainians up to 60 years old to register for military service, with threats of dismissal and employment restrictions for those who refuse. Additionally, Russia is attempting to recruit locals into the Russian armed forces with promises of 2.5 million rubles for signing a contract. Ukraine's 63rd Mechanized Brigade 105th Battalion Steel Lions are attacking Russian positions in the Serebryansky Forest, engaging targets at distances of up to 100 meters. The forest is situated near Kreminna, a key logistical hub for Russian forces in the region. Control over the forest helps either side exert pressure on Kreminna and surrounding supply routes. The area lies close to the borders of Luhansk and Donetsk oblasts, making it critical for broader territorial control. The forest's dense vegetation provides cover for infantry, reconnaissance, and ambush operations, favoring smaller mobile units rather than large armored formations. The challenging terrain complicates movement, making artillery, drones, and infantry tactics essential. Russia has attempted to establish strong defensive positions in and around the forest to halt Ukrainian advances toward Kreminna. Russian forces frequently rely on artillery saturation and infantry waves, often using poorly trained conscripts or penal units, especially Wagner-linked troops or mobilized soldiers. Due to heavy losses of equipment, Russian forces have been observed using improvised tactics and light vehicles, including motorcycles, to navigate the terrain. Ukraine's forces leverage precision strikes, often using Western-supplied artillery and FPV drones for targeted attacks on Russian positions. The United States has warned that North Korea is gaining valuable war experience by deploying troops to fight alongside Russia in its war against Ukraine. According to Deputy U.S. Ambassador to the UN Dorothy Camille Shea, more than 12,000 North Korean soldiers are currently in Russia, with many actively engaged in combat against Ukrainian forces in the Kursk region. Shea stated that this involvement allows Pyongyang to acquire Russian military equipment, technology, and battlefield experience, making North Korea more capable of waging war against its neighbors. The oil depot in Engels struck by Ukrainian drones is still burning. Firemen are unable to contain the fires. Russian authorities are still struggling to contain a fire near the Kazakhstan border, which broke out following the latest Ukrainian attack on the country's energy infrastructure. Saratov Governor Roman Busargin said that emergency services continued to work on-site around the clock in order to address the consequences of the unmanned aerial vehicle attack that hit an oil storage facility. Not only the oil depot is on fire, warehouses caught also fire in Engels. According to the Ministry of Emergency Situations, a building at 141 Engels Street caught fire. Traditionally, local media claims a furniture warehouse caught fire there. The insulation inside the walls was burning. The building housed a private organization that was painting metal structures, the Emergencies Ministry said. The fire area is 500 square meters. Traditionally, there are no casualties reported. 7 fire crews are working on the scene. The fire has now been localized. The cause of the fire, of course, is still unknown. This is something from a science fiction movie. Ukrainian special forces are equipped with ENVG-B night vision devices featuring augmented reality. These advanced devices can detect objects in total darkness, operate in dense fog, and function during sandstorms. Russia struck an industrial area in Zaporizhzhia just as people were heading home from work. Mayor Fedorov says, "The enemy targets residential areas and civilians. All 113 casualties are civilians. The strike hit close to the roadway, damaging administrative buildings."
It's an industrial area, and the shift at the factory was ending, and the residents were getting ready to go home. They used public transport, which is why 2 people died in the trolley bus. They used minibuses, which is why people died in minibuses. And 2 minibuses' cars are destroyed. They got into their cars, which is why 36 cars are destroyed. Yes, indeed, this is an industrial area where residents just finishing their shift headed home.
Even as Russia seems to have the upper hand in its invasion of Ukraine, the Kremlin faces a growing number of challenges that will complicate any effort to lock in its gains, the outgoing Pentagon chief said. There's a thought that Russia has the ultimate hand here, and it has every advantage, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said in an interview with Bloomberg News. It has some advantages, but it doesn't completely dominate this equation here. And if it gets what it wants, it will cost them in the future. That consideration should figure in any push for a ceasefire that the incoming administration of Donald Trump might undertake, Austin said. He spoke in Ramstein, Germany, ahead of a regular gathering of Ukraine's allies to coordinate weapons supplies, his last in the role before Trump takes office on January. Trump has said he wants to end the war in Ukraine quickly, and his advisors have signaled that a deal could leave Russian President Vladimir Putin in control of the almost 20% of Ukrainian territory his forces now occupy. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has also softened his stance in recent weeks by suggesting his government could use diplomatic means to recover its land as Russian forces have advanced steadily.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.